Welcome to KSM Adventures of an Arcane Mage here on Lord PeteyTV Plays. In this video series, we will be following Petey as he tries to learn how to play Arcane Mage while getting Keystone Master. See all of our restrictive rules on Discord. Please note that throughout the video, non-boss combat is double speed, and if you have any questions or comments, please place them below. Please hit that follow button to see more content from Lord PeteyTV throughout the week. I wanted everybody to know, with full disclosure, that I tried to produce a whole group for our first key, and I had to wait over 45 minutes. And during that time, a handful of our channel members wanted to join. I told them no. But after noticing our viewership dropping within the channel, I allowed some of them to join. But I put restrictions on them as I would of myself. I had them have also no item leveled characters under 400, and they had to play specs that they rarely had played before. This had only occurred for our first 3 keys this week, and the 4th was 100% solo. I feel like this week being the Dungeon Weekly was the biggest cause of having this issue on producing groups. I'm already in another key, so you can't go by me. I was able to get in a key with my mage already. Now, throughout this whole entire boss fight, I started to really try to do more AoEs during the whole entire fight to see if I can do multiple damage to multiple of the brothers throughout this whole entire process. But it was a little different and really hard for me to kind of deal and kind of see. Now, you'll probably notice that the Boomkin and the Hunter and the DK are actually doing a lot of damage. Now, the reason why is because as I was going through and I put my queue up and I was doing this really late on Friday night, I ended up taking the Hunter, who was very low in IO, very similar to myself. But then the Boomkin and the DK popped to the queue, and the Hunter was pretty much like, get them, get them, get them, get them. Oh, there's a really high healer. Get him, get him, go. So I felt a little cheesy to do it, and I didn't really want to produce an argument, especially with this type of a situation. So what I ended up doing was I ended up just saying F it, and I just kind of like throwing this week into the wind as, trying to keep people in decent IOQ. I'm going to end this week almost at 400 IO, so which is actually pretty good for like stepping block for me for next week, to kind of work a little bit more on our own to try to go to from 4s up to 6s, or even 7s, depending upon what the affixes are, especially being that it is going to be a fortified week, which means the AoE mobs are going to be pretty good. We'll actually be able to produce a lot of damage. But as you can see, how we're going through here on Bromok and everybody else, we're trying to keep to our rotation more and trying to keep to where our ads are. And I'm trying to do as much damage as possible, but it is just very difficult because everyone is all over the place. Which is kind of weird because you think that the DK would have a bomb limb, but he just doesn't care. So anyway, so we kind of just blitzkrieg through most of this dungeon. Just a reminder, Lord PeteyTV can be used at Rogue Energy Drinks to have a discount to support the channel. Links in the description. Discord. His name is literally Dons. It's not too bad. It's gonna take me a little bit to get used to because I haven't played Arcane in a while. It's really not that bad. It's just a lot of butts, and I think that is the biggest thing that I gotta get used to, because it involves like 3 different dots to be placed on your character, and like Touch of Magi isn't even on here, I don't think. Oh, it is here. Like it's just a lot different than what it was when I played it last. But last time I played Arcane was, I think, back in Kata.
Yeah. But like when we were in that dungeon before, when I was on the thing, like I was starting to kind of figure it out towards the end. But like I'm in a key, and I invited a bunch of people, and some of these people are just clearly like just wrecking this thing.
Looking to support the channel? Go to teespring.com, click on the link in the description, and go ahead and take a look at that really, really nice merchandise. Pick it up to help support the channel.
And if you use Arcane Barrage, sometimes you get the orders pop out. So it's like sometimes I'm just like cracking orders left and right, which I think might be mastery based. I have to look it up. But like I was looking it up, and it said a lot of the best gear for the Arcane Mage, believe it or not, is crafted. I guess because they don't have the same stats or something. I don't know. Well, I mean, it's not too bad because I mean we're in the later part of the expansions of the season, so I can get like half a dozen crafted pieces already, and I already made a couple of crafted pieces because you get the 5 sparks at the start.
Yeah, so you get the Sparks of Ingenuity from Season 1 right off the bat. Yeah, so you just go over to the dude and just talk to them, and then they'll tell you, hey, I got my Sparks. And they're like, do you want to skip the storyline? And I'm like, heck yeah, I want to skip the storyline. And then they'll give it to you, and then they'll give you 5 right there of the Season 1. Yeah, so you get 5 right there, so you get that. So you get that, and then you can build up whatever you need real quick, and you can kind of fill in holes. But like, I think you have to poop right now. Because I'm not 100% positive what I'm doing.
Enemy marked.
On this guy? 392. Which in the grand scheme of things isn't too bad. How you doing, Ace?
Have you seen Lord PeteyTV wearing these amazing gamer glasses? These glasses are from Sub2R. If you go to the description and you click on their link, and if you want to purchase them, use Lord PeteyTV at checkout for 10% off.
It's Arcane Collision. Oh no, I'm just tired. I mean, I've been streaming for almost 9 hours. So I'm just getting tired right now. I'm actually liking this a lot more than I was expecting I was going to.
Well, we're about to come up on the last boss of the dungeon here, but I wanted to just kind of talk to you all about it. Now, I really didn't do as much commentary on this boss, or I should say this dungeon, as I did the other ones. because it's kind of very repetitive, kind of talking to you all about what's going on. Now, in the future, you're going to more than likely see a lot more of what's going on and what's happening, and I'll give you a lot more in depth information. But I felt like I was a little bit cheated on this dungeon because I had no idea that the others were just going to be blasting through it, and I feel really bad as a whole for that. But I will say this: the ending result of all these dungeons wasn't too bad. We ended up getting a little bit of gear, and we ended up having the ability to just blast through some stuff. Now, as we encounter the last boss, I make sure I double lust. I make sure I end up popping my cooldowns, and we end up starting to go for it. Now, the thing that I find that is the biggest and hardest issue of this is when you have multiple ranged people that are just stacking on each other. Now, I know that that is what this strategy is supposed to be, but it is very hard for me to kind of deal with that as I am trying to figure out what the heck to do. And as you can see, I start learning kind of how to go through the process. I actually start getting PIs, even though I think that's crazy for how much damage I'm actually doing for this boss, but it really doesn't do much. Now, we end up going through it all, and I end up using a lot of the haste buff that is required to kind of push through, and I kind of try to do the best I can possibly do, even though I screwed up that arcane orb and other things, but... Oh yeah, this will be good. This will be done in a moment. I mean, we're going through this pretty quick. Have a good one. See you tomorrow. I just want to say thanks again, everybody, for checking out our videos, and we're going to be putting out as many of them throughout the whole entire week. At least 4 dungeons are going to be mages. I should say 4 videos are going to be of the mage each week, and then we'll have, our regular affix videos, and we're going to have other videos too every single week. So thank you very much for hanging out. I greatly appreciate you all for spending the time here, and I will see you all soon. Thank you, and I hope to see you all soon in chat. Bye, everybody.